the Hollywood Unapologetic Podcast with Orlando Delbert, Filmmaking Essentials. So today, straight into film development, that initial phase, where ideas either really take off or sometimes
Like they stall out. Happens a lot. It's that critical point where the creative spark meets, well, the real world of making a film.
like the blueprint stage, laying it all out.
Exactly. Setting the foundation for everything, getting money, the final edit, all of it.
And what's really shaking things up now is AI. These new tools popping up and how they're starting to fit into development.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
This is actually the first part of a series we're doing on AI across the whole filmmaking process.
Right.
But today, just development.
Right.
Our mission here is basically to give you a solid picture of how AI is helping right now and maybe where it could go. Specifically in this early phase, look at tools, the realities of the industry.
And try not to get you bogged down in too much jargon. Valuable insights efficiently.
Exactly. So let's pin down what development actually covers. Our sources lay it out pretty clearly, don't they?
They do. Start to the idea, obviously. Then you build out a step outline, flesh it out into a treatment.
Then maybe a scriptment, which is kind of a hybrid.
Yeah, treatment meets script, then the full screenplay. And crucially, this stage also includes figuring out the money, film finance, film budgeting. It's all in there.
It's a lot. And traditionally full of hurdles.
Oh, definitely. Getting script feedback can take forever.
Right. And just picturing the movie from the page, that's hard.
Really hard. And then convincing people with money, packaging the whole thing, that's a whole other mountain to climb.
You need good coverage. You need visuals, maybe. You need a solid package. Takes time, costs money.
Absolutely. Feedback often relies on who you know or paying for coverage. Visualizing, that's often just in the writer's or director's head initially. And yeah, the finance package needs to scream, invest in me.
Okay, so let's get into these AI tools then. How are they trying to tackle these exact problems? First one up, Screenplay IQ.
Right, Screenplay IQ. Their big thing is helping writers make better story decisions. Comes from the writer duet folks.
And how does it do that? AI script coverage, visuals?
Both, apparently. It gives AI-driven feedback on the script itself, but also generates images based on what's written.
Okay, wait. Generates images. How does that help?
Well, imagine you've described a scene, say, a futuristic marketplace. The AI spits out a few visual takes on that. Seeing those might make you think, oh, maybe it should be bigger, or I didn't picture that tech, or the mood's not quite right.
Ah, I see. So it's like a visual feedback loop, not just text analysis.
Yeah.
It helps you react to how it might look.
Exactly. A potentially much faster way to refine the vision than just, waiting for concept art way down the line.
And they make a point of saying it's WGA compliant.
Yeah, that's important. Reinforces it's a tool for the writer, not trying to replace them. It seems to dig into character arcs, look for plot holes or loose threads, and give an objective take on the characters, like how they're coming across versus maybe how the writer intends them to.
That's interesting. The character dials idea, adjusting based on AI feedback.
Yeah, like if you want your hero to be seen as cunning, but the AI flags them as seeming naive based on the text. That's useful info. Helps get past your own biases about your work.
Okay, so that's Screenplay IQ. Then there's Slated. Different angle here.
Totally different. Slated is much more about the business side. They call themselves the world's first virtual studio.
Virtual studio. What does that mean in practice?
It means they're analyzing the whole package, not just the script, but the financing plan, the team you've attached, the market potential.
Right, so it's assessing the project's viability for investors and distributors.
Pretty much. Giving you an AI's perspective on how attractive your project looks in the marketplace. Could it flag a weak spot in your finance strategy? Or maybe suggest different casting ideas based on past film data?
So, data-driven insights to help you compete.
That seems to be the goal, helping filmmakers navigate that really tough market.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Before you even have a full script package, there's the brainstorming, the world building. I saw a Reddit thread discussing AI for that.
Oh yeah, world building. AI seems like a natural fit there in some ways.
One user, iFanbutt, mentioned using AI just to generate background art. Not for final use, but just to spark imagination, like a dynamic mood board.
I like that, visual prompts to get the creative juices flowing.
And another user, they're deleted now, but they talked about using it for descriptions, bouncing ideas off it.
But they also made a key point, didn't they?
Yeah, that the AI-generated stuff often lacks, depth, nuance. the real human spark. It's an assistant, not the artist.
Critical distinction. Great for overcoming blocks, maybe fleshing out details, but not writing the next award winner on its own. It enhances, it doesn't originate in the same way.
The thread also got practical. User Ridian talked about custom GPTs.
Right, the paid chat GPT feature where you can train it on your own stuff.
Exactly. Using it to basically create a searchable database for their fictional world, keeping track of all the lore, the rules, ensuring consistency.
That's smart, especially for a complex sci-fi or fantasy.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to remember every detail across hundreds of pages.
Yeah, having an AI assistant that knows your world inside out, huge help.
And someone else, Maleficent Trick 502, mentioned Claude.ai being good with large documents, better for handling extensive world-building notes, maybe.
And one more neat trick from Jimmy Ricard. Using AI to summarize things, like videos on nation building.
Oh, interesting.
And then getting the AI to turn those summaries into checklists for writing, distilling info, making it actionable.
Clever. Using AI as a research assistant and organizer. Okay, so we have these tools emerging, but we also need to ground this in, the realities of actually getting a film made. Money.
Right. Sources like the Filmmaker's Guide to the Development Stage and Filmmaking Development, from script to pitch, really hit this hard.
A key takeaway seems to be, think like a small business.
Yeah. Frame your film project that way. Can apparently open doors you might not expect, like small business development centers, local arts grants, stuff outside the usual film funding channels.
That mindset shift is crucial. And they talk about option agreements, too.
Explain that quickly.
Okay, so instead of buying a script outright, which is expensive, a producer pays a smaller fee for the option to buy it later, usually within 12 or 18 months.
Buys them time.
Exactly. Time to develop it further, attach talent, raise the main financing before committing the big bucks for the script itself.
Makes sense. And the sources also mentioned in-kind contributions, bartering, favors.
Yeah, basically getting stuff for free or cheap, services, locations, whatever. Reducing the cash you need up front. Money saved is money earned, especially early on.
Being scrappy, resourceful.
Absolutely essential for indie filmmakers, especially in development.
So let's tie AI back into this financial reality.
Yeah.
How might Screenplay IQ or Slated actually help with the money side?
Well, think about it. If an AI tool helps you refine your script faster, makes it stronger, more compelling, maybe even flags potential market issues early.
Then that script is just a better asset when you go looking for funding or trying to option it.
Precisely. A more polished, potentially more commercially viable script is simply more attractive to investors. It could shorten that feedback loop and get you closer to a yes sooner. Saves time, saves development money indirectly.
And what about budgeting itself? Any hint AI could help there?
Our sources didn't go super deep on current tools for that in development, but there were mentions of future potential, like AI analyzing script complexity.
To estimate potential production needs?
Kind of. Identifying scenes that might be expensive or complicated, giving you a very rough preliminary idea of budget implications or scheduling challenges way up front. More of a future thing, perhaps, but conceivable.
Okay, but development isn't just scripts and money. It's navigating the industry. Hollywood.
Ah, yes. The reality check.
Sources like Wikipedia's filmmaking page, but also books like Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood give a stark view.
And for really unfiltered takes, there's the Hollywood Unapologetic channel and podcast with Orlando Delbert. Worth checking out if you want the raw truth.
Pollyanna's book title alone tells you something. A survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical.
Huh. Yeah. These resources remind us, look, most spec scripts don't get made. It's incredibly competitive.
Brutal odds sometimes.
And the WGA, the Writers Guild, plays a huge role, as Wikipedia points out. Protecting writers, setting standards for contracts, pay. Vital in that professional landscape.
Pollyanna's advice seems very practical, very boots on the ground. Like, directors need to be business people, too. Understand distribution from day one.
Absolutely. It can't just be about the art. If you want it seen and want to make another one, you need that business hat.
And being aware of tech trends, how to use them. Which brings us right back to AI.
Exactly. Filmmakers who embrace and understand these tools will likely have an edge. Pollyanna also says, don't get overwhelmed. Break it down. Focus on one thing at a time.
Which maybe, just maybe, AI could help with.
Yeah.
By streamlining some of those early tasks. The analysis, the organization.
It's plausible. If AI can handle some of the heavy lifting on script analysis or world-building consistency, maybe it frees up mental bandwidth for the filmmaker to focus on the core creative stuff or the next strategic step. Less overwhelm, potentially.
So wrapping up on AI and development, what's the takeaway?
I think it's that AI offers this growing suite of tools to help refine scripts, brainstorm, organize, even get a read on marketability. Lots of potential assistance. But yeah, human creativity is still king. Understanding the craft, the business, the ethics, that's all paramount. AI is a co-pilot, maybe?
Yeah.
An enhancer, not the pilot itself.
Yeah, the vision still has to come from the filmmaker, and it's all moving fast. This is just a snapshot of where things are now in development.
Which leaves us with a final thought. As AI gets deeper into these early stages, how's that going to change things? Not just the process, but maybe the kinds of stories that make it through, what gets greenlit.
That's a big question. Definitely something to chew on.
For sure.
So we encourage you, check out Screenplay IQ, Slated, if you're curious. Look up Hollywood Unapologetic, grab Pollyanna's book.
And join us next time. We'll be tackling AI's role in another part of the filmmaking process.
You can find more insights on navigating the entertainment industry and achieving success in Orlando Delbert's work, including his book, Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical, and of course, the Hollywood Unapologetic platform. And always remember, you are the key to your own success. You are the new Hollywood generation.
Be informed, be prepared, and most importantly, be great.
That's it. Be great. Good luck out there.
See you next time.